Ah, I am so glad March is over. Now I get to wrap it up, put it in a box, and forget about it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if this is the first time you're hearing my voice. My name is Melissa, and we're here to do a monthly budget closeout, so stay tuned. All right, you guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. We're going to hop right in and close out the month of March 2024. But before I can close out the whole month, I want to go ahead and close out the last paycheck that I'm considering, which is paycheck number 2 of March, because I received 3 paychecks in the month. So I'm going to close out paycheck number 2, which ended on the 28th of March. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the month and show you guys what that looked like. Paycheck number 2 started on the 15th and it ran to the 28th. So on the 15th, I received my paycheck for $2,554.96. So it is lower than the $2,600 that I am thinking about, the number that I'm going to be using moving ahead, because my job had messed up something with my health insurance. So they were taking out a little bit less than they should have been. They had sent an email saying that they were going to take the additional monies that they missed for the first 5 pay periods of 2024, and they were going to take it from the check on the 15th. So it dropped me a little bit below the $2,600 that I'm thinking that I'm going to use moving forward. But I was, mentioning before that my paychecks haven't leveled out from the start of the year, and I didn't know fully what I needed to use to budget, because I am salaried and I should be getting the same amount every paycheck, which should vary by maybe a cent, a couple cents, or maybe a few dollars, but nothing as drastic as anything over $20. But anyway, moving forward, I should be getting somewhere around $2,600 and up for my paycheck. We'll see. Okay, so hubby transferred in $1,000, and money was transferred in from savings. And if you've seen my savings and sinking funds wrap up video for the month of March, you will see that I took out $732.97 out of savings, and this is the amount here. That's what I transferred or used from my cash envelopes to cover some of the bills in the second pay period of March. So that's cleared. I took my son to the pediatrician on the 15th. He hasn't been doing so well. He has asthma and he has severe allergies. So somehow something was happening with him. I had to take him into the pediatrician. My copay was $25. Then I had to pick up medication that the doctor sent over to the pharmacy. $5 is my copay. That's on the 15th. And then I picked up a couple personal items for myself for $2.61. It really wasn't $2.61 store price, but I had some coupons that I used to bring it down to this amount. On the 15th, I then took him to go get his haircut for $35. Then I paid the babysitter for $220. And I made a loan payment to One Main. That's my personal loan, number 1, for $253.98. That cleared. And also the braces from the orthodontist went out for $264. This one, I did pay it back to my credit card. On the 16th, I sent money over to my daughter for $263. I got gas on the 16th for $50.11. And then this is a day I had to run out of town. I had the baby with me. I did pack a lot of snacks to take for the ride. We took a 2.5-hour trip away from home. I did pack a lot of snacks, but she got a little bit hungry on the way back after she ate everything that she had that I packed and brought with me. So when I stopped to get gas, I ran into the quick stop and got her some snacks to take us home. So that was $9. On the 16th, I went to Stop and Shop for groceries for $77.90. Then BCCC on the 18th was after school took out. So I completely forgot that there was $120 outstanding out there to be cashed in checks, but I completely forgot that I had it separated by two checks. So $105 is a check that they cashed on the 18th. There is a $15 check that's still out there waiting to be cashed. So I had signed him up to go on a field trip with them, and he took sick, so he didn't go. It was a $15 charge. So what they decided to do was apply that $15 to my weekly payment. So when I wrote the check for the month of March, I wrote it for 105, plus that $15 that's still waiting for them to cash was the 120 for the month, because there was a total of five. Yes, there's a total of 5 Fridays, but somehow I don't know how it worked out. But anyway, they cashed the 105 check, and there's a $15 check waiting to be cashed. So I didn't put everything in there because they are taking so long to cash these checks that it's driving me nuts. On the 18th, the landlord took the rent for $2,500. On the 18th, I made a loan payment for my auto loan for $939 and 23 cents. And on the 18th, I paid Lending Club for $1,059 and 22 cents. So if you've seen paycheck number 1, which is the last paycheck of March, I am using that paycheck to take me through to the first 2 weeks of April. So if you've seen that video, you will realize that I used the money that I had to pay back to my credit cards and paid Lending Club, because I was going to be in a little bit of a trouble because Lending Club was coming up and I couldn't foresee having enough money to pay for it. So I pulled those monies back. And that's another reason as to why sometimes when I do use my card and I have the money available to pay it, I don't usually pay it right away because I kind of expect things to go wrong. I did hold on to the money, so I rerouted the money to Lending Club and paid that. So charges on my credit card still needs to be covered, and you guys will see that in my March debt update, which should be coming up shortly. On the 18th, I went to ShopRite for groceries for $94.85. And that same trip, I bought $11.28 in household goods. I did also go to BJ's and did some bulk buys for items. I do sugar, rice, and a few other things that I do in bulk from BJ's. That cost me $69.22. Then I had to get gas again for $30. My iCloud storage came out on the 19th for $2.99. I did mention that I was going back to therapy. I had a session. My copay is $60, so that is cleared. Fuel oil on the 22nd, I had to get fuel oil again, and I'm hoping that this will last me, way into April. Hopefully, I won't have to get fuel oil again until May, I'm hoping, because it's starting to be a little bit warmer. So I do use a lot less heating oil when it's warmer outside. So that was $4, I wish, $412.97. Then I had to go get gas again, $25.02. I went to CVS on the 22nd and I picked up some household good for $11.86. And on the 22nd, I paid a babysitter for $2.20. I went and picked up more meds for my son. So this was the second round of meds that they sent over. When they first sent the prescription to the pharmacy didn't have everything that he needed. So later on, when it came in, I went and picked it up for $5. My Netflix subscription came out on the 24th for $24.97. Then I went to Stop and Shop for groceries for $80.33 on the 24th. Then here we go again, more gas, $35.03. On the 25th, I sent over the automatic transfer, came out of my account for the household fund for $10. The 26th Sirius XM subscription came out for $7.27. On the 27th, CVS again for household goods, $14 and $9 the same day. I think I ended up splitting the items that I had, because if I had bought a certain amount, I would get extra bucks. So I ended up splitting it so I could use the coupons to purchase the second items, which is what I did. On the 27th, we had takeout. This was for hubby. He was out doing a project and he wanted to get something to eat. So this came out of the household account. And on the 27th at work, I spent $3 at the vending machine. So, everything kind of went awry because I was doing really good with the eating out until the last day of the paycheck. So every other transaction down here is for the next pay period. So I'm just going to bypass those and I'm going to jump over to YNAB and show you guys what everything looked like. And if need be, I'll do a split screen. So there's $5.68 here in ready to assign at the end of March because I did gain some interest on my saving accounts. Even I think one of my checking accounts with Capital One, the bills account, gained a little bit of interest each month. So $5.68. I'm gonna put that into the weekly holding, the weekly rollover, and just get it out of there. So there we go. So now let's go over into the report section and let's talk about what we brought in the month and what was spent. So we're dealing with March. So let's go here because I'm recording this video on the 2nd of April because I didn't get a chance to do it any sooner. So this is everything that came into my account. So there was a 16 cents adjustment. So my Apple Card had a refund on there, and because I do get Apple Cash, they did take back 16 cents. So there was $24.51 that came in as credit card redemption. This is on my Capital One number. I think this is one of my Capital One cards. I do get cash back on purchases. So what I do is I just apply that amount to the balance. I don't ever take it out in cash, but it do show up because there is some, inflow into the account. Hubby sent over $3,800 for the month. I gained $3.92 in interest. I'm not sure why it's not showing everything, but okay. My paycheck for the month was $7,877.64. I did bring in $66.10 from side hustles. So this is Upside, which is the app that I use when I do purchase gas. So if you haven't checked out Upside, it is another way to bring some money in. It is an app you download. I do have a code in my description. Take a look. I made $54.27. I'm not sure if it was all in the month of March, but when I did cash it out, it was $54.27. Then I do Instacart every once in a while. I'm trying to see if I can, my work schedule and, with the kids, it doesn't permit me to do much, but I did bring in $11.83 in. That was just one order that I ran one day. I was out and it popped up, so I took it. So that's the amount that I made in side hustle money. My SSI benefits came in for $1,342, and that's it for the month. So the total income that came in, it's showing here $13,114 and a penny. So let's go down into the expenses. Rent came out, which is on point for $2,500. My electric was low for the month of March, $98.14. My student loan, $40. One main, I didn't pay $600 this month. I only paid my minimum payment of $507.96. My car insurance came in $265.50. Renter's insurance, this was my March was my month on, so I paid $43.75. Braces was $164. That was what I budgeted. My auto loan, $939.23. That was budgeted. My cell phone, so you didn't see this in the transaction log because it wasn't, I didn't pay for it within the pay period that I was tracking first and second. It actually is due on the 30th, but because I'm closing out March, it's going to show up here, $330.99. And this was all because of my daughter, you guys. So I have already talked about that. She went on a trip and she racked up some cost. My internet did go down 108 because I did call them and I told them that 124 or 123 is a little bit much. So I'm looking for new internet providers to see if I could save, because 108 is it's a lot. Lending Club, I did pay for $1,059.22. The babysitter, there were 5 Fridays in the month of March, so I ended up paying $1,100. Child support, I sent $526 for my daughter, and my subscriptions came in at $157.41. So why it was so much? BJ's annual membership came in. I knew it was coming, and I'm trying to save my subscriptions. As you can see in my sinking funds, I'm trying to save up for the subscriptions, but I didn't have enough. So a part of it came out of the budget. Everything else is my normal subscriptions for the month. Okay, so for my fixed expenses, I spent a total of $7,840.20. Okay, so let's move down to the flexi category. This is my flexible spending. And I am going to move after school. I think I'm going to move after school up to my fixed, because that's a fixed amount that I do send out every month. I sent out $125. For copay and meds, I spent $56.45. Credit card interest, this is the amount that I paid out in the month of March, $399.30. And this is how YNAB does it. I don't track the credit card interest in my regular Google Sheets, but YNAB do, track your credit card interest. And this is pretty good, because I want to see what it is over time. Eating out was $179.75. So I was over budget by $79.75. I got sick earlier in March. I wasn't feeling good, and hubby went with me, and we ended up going out to lunch after my doctor's appointment, which was $115 at Applebee's. That was way out of my budget. So if this wasn't in there, I would have been okay for the month. But that threw my whole eating out budget off. Heating oil. Oh no, next up is groceries, $9.35.85. So this was under budget because I budgeted $1,000 for the month of March. So this was pretty good. I came in under budget. Heating oil for $12.97. So I didn't have heating oil budgeted, but I did know where the money was coming from, which is from my savings and sinking funds. So that was covered. Household, $202.73. So this was over budget by $2.73. And I don't think that's terrible. That's pretty good. Other kids' expenses, $71.92. So this is haircut. I sent my daughter some fun money and got some stuff for the kids at CVS. I think this was pull-ups for my little one. Okay, personal spending, $58.68. This is over budget because my budget for the month was $50. And let's see what happened. Medication and hair gel. So I do braid my children's hair myself. I do my hair, my hair. I do my hair myself also. So I use hair gel, and we ran out of gel, so I had to do both my daughter's hair, and I got my hair done in the month of March. So we needed a lot of hair gel. Unexpected spending, $1,214.52. So total flexi for the month was $4,074.32. And I actually like to see this here. Out of my savings and sinking funds, I spent $10, and this was for the medical. And both times that I went to the pharmacy to pick up medication for my son, I didn't actually have any money. I took it out of medical because this is my revolving sinking funds for this section. So I did take the $10 out of there. So it's showing here. And this is pretty cool. I'm glad that it's showing that I pulled the money from sinking funds here. So total expenses, $11,924.52. That's the amount of monies that was spent for the month of March. This is ridiculous. And anyway, my net income is showing to be $1,189.49. So that's it for the month of March. That's where the money went. That's all the money that came in. It is taking in consideration the last paycheck on the 29th of March and the amount that hubby sent in. So it is taking to consideration that $1,000 is going over into the month of April to cover the bills that are due there. So let's go in and we are going to jump back to the budget section because I had three goals that I set forth for myself in the month of March. So I wanted to pay $3,000 in principal debt payments. Bear with me. On my debt update, I haven't put out that video yet, but I want to take a look at that to see because I don't think I made this goal. I will come back to it. I will have to come back to this. Stay on budget, which is the second one, is stay on budget for my variables. I didn't do so well with that, so I'm going to give myself an X for that one. And next up is track all spending, which I can say that month over month, I am tracking everything that's going in and out of my budget. So I'm pretty good on that one. This is what it is, you guys. This is March. This is where all the money went. As you can see, everything here is fully spent. I came in under budget for groceries, which is awesome. And I had some money left in savings that went over. You guys did see my savings and sinking funds video. $1,318.03 is rolling over and continuing. I'm going to try to compound that in the month going forward. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. I appreciate you guys for coming back for another video. And I'm so glad March is over, you guys. So take care until next time. Bye now.